Good morning. How is everyone doing? It's raining, so it's great over here. Okay, but for real though, how's everyone doing?
Crazy weather we've been having.
Yeah. The one thing I hate about this week is I've been waiting so long for it to rain, and when it finally does, I get sick. You can't enjoy the rain if you're sick. It's like being on the wrong end of a Faustian bargain. It's like, oh, I'll make it rain. I'll make it rain. But you won't be healthy enough to enjoy it. Stay away from that boa juice, though.
We definitely got some. It felt like these sets of episodes were totally referencing Ichigo all over again. The kaijin, the schemes. I'm like, okay, yeah. So seriously, Black is just a reboot of Ichigo.
That's crazy, man.
It literally is. I'm like, okay, I'm watching the last 10 episodes, and then you see the first episode of this review, and I'm like, a cactus monster?
I know. Cactus. And a crab.
And
with boa juice.
And
boa juice.
Yeah, no, I was like, yeah, not a problem. Not a, but at the same time, I was like, this is Ichigo all over again. It's a
just more biopunk.
Yeah, it's a gritty reboot. It's literally a gritty reboot.
Yeah, it's like Ichigo, Nigo, Hongo, and then with the but then it accidentally added an extra ingredient to the concoction. Devilman X.
Yeah, it's kind of like, it is a fact that both Go Nagai, famous for Devilman, and Cutie Honey, was friends with Ishinomori Sensei.
Mm-hmm.
I think they both, if I remember it, I think they both worked under Tezuma Sensei when they were younger. It wasn't very long, but they did. And if you don't know who Tezuma is, literally he is the guy who is considered the father, the reason why anime is mistake. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Respect the man. I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, what did he make that was so big? Astro Boy.
Mm-hmm.
I think he also did what was that? He did I always have a hard time pronouncing the name, but it's that one series where it's the giant robot and the little boy that the robot kind of looks like a pharaoh.
Yeah.
So Gigantor also was
no. Gigantor was not the pharaoh-looking one, but I do remember Gigantor.
Yeah, but he also had with Tezuma. So
yeah, I love how Teen Titans parodied that though.
Yeah, but that as always, as people reference Ishinomori and Go Nagai, in their stuff, they themselves also, because again, Go Nagai did Devilman, but he also said, "Hold my beer." Because if you look at the series Cutie Honey, and I know you're like, what? It's basically a girl Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm.
It is basically a girl Kamen Rider, but more sexy because, well, yeah, I know. Oh, the fan service. Oh, the fan service. Oh, I can't. Yeah, that's what separated his work. And again, I think Ishinomori was like, okay, you hold my beer because now I'm gonna take what Nagai has done and then put it into my work, which I think it was black. Which I think because again, if you look, as I said, this is pretty much the Devilman, the Devilman Cry version of Kamen Rider.
Mm-hmm.
It's very dark, it's very gritty compared to the original, and it's like there is a lot of homages to Ichigo here, and of course Ishinomori was the one who made Ichigo. No, there was a manga called Kamen Rider Black, and that one, as I said in the last episode, if you watch Kamen Rider Shin, that's where most of the ideas went for that. Because they're like, I don't know if making a show would be right with these ideas, but
so V Cinema was the better decision then.
Well, yeah, technically, because have you seen Kamen Rider Shin?
Yeah, we reviewed it on a podcast that we used to do.
Yeah, so
we did all three of the 90s films plus the first and the next. And don't worry, guys, we will review it on this channel at some point.
I'm not saying that, hey, Ishinomori, what were you on? Because again, apparently it is said that Go Nagai actually did help him with some of his planning for, because it's like, again, you can't take something from like the 70s and then bring it into the 80s and expect it to be successful,
Mm-hmm.
You got to modern it up for the time. It's kind of like the best example of that would be the story Parasite.
Yeah.
If you guys have ever read the Parasite manga and compare it to the anime, there was no smartphones, there were no computers, there was nothing. Miki was basically reading encyclopedias to get his information. Yeah,
like even American Gods, because like the TV show came out 15 years after the original publication. They had to change some things up, and some of the changes I actually really liked. Others not so much, but like one of the better changes is how Technical Boy started using kind of gave Belquist a dating app to help her get more followers, because because the prayers she feeds on is is through intimacy.
That is what you have to do, because if you're trying to tell a story now, it's like obviously, but it's like the newer generation doesn't know what a rotary phone is. They don't know what encyclopedias are. They look at a cassette tape and say it's from the Civil War. I'm like, yes, we're listening.
Credit to Harry Potter. At least they actually explain that after a certain point, Muggle technology is incompatible with wizarding magic, which is why the wizarding world has outdated technology, because they're not able to use technology that's more recent than that point, because they cannot jinx it with wizarding magic. They had those cars from the the one that the Weasleys use, but you can't make say a Tesla or Prius do the same thing, because it's too modern. It's incompatible, unlike that car.
It's like we can't use modern conveniences, but we could use the grandfather version of this. And I'm like, yeah, no, someone actually asked that question. I knew. I was just like, well, yeah, again, why would you need magic if it's electric? Why would you need magic to to make the car drive if some cars are already capable of driving themselves. Doesn't make much sense, now does it?
Mm-hmm. Nope.
It's almost the same thing with the whole argument with the polyjuice, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that well, whatever with that argument. But yes, Ichigo is literally Ichigo with these episodes, and I could not. I'm like, I've seen, and it's crazy because is it not around the same time that these two mutants appeared in the first series? Not the same episodes, but it's like around this time. This is when we finally got our look at a crab and at a cactus.
Mm-hmm. Yep. This batch of episodes are 11 through 14, which brings us at being 4 episodes away from the end of the first arc.
No joke. When I dug into Black and started looking into its history and whatnot and what was going on at the time, I was like, all right. But also knowing that Go Nagai, the man, the legend himself, was also kind of helped out Ishinomori with this series. I was like, I swear to God, if like, you know, I swear if we see some like grotesque like violence, and we do. It's that's the guy. That's the guy right there. If you see like any type of supposedly implied nudity, that's the guy. It's totally the guy's influence because again, Ishinomori never went that route. It wasn't until later on in life he's like, yeah, maybe I should. Superheroes. It's like they knew. Superheroes are technically not heroes. They're it's in the gray area.
Mm-hmm. It's really interesting because like when you really think about it, like Kamen Riders, they always talk about like protecting justice and whatnot, but like here's the thing: how many times did a Kamen Rider stop a convenience store robbery, or prevent an arsonist, or like other like petty crimes that could be misdemeanors or felonious?
Not at all.
No, it's like my justice is limited to just fighting kaijin.
Yeah, it's not at all because again, yeah, you're right. I mean, honestly, we will get more nods to Ichigo as the series goes on. I actually now know what's coming. Luckily, it's not a thing in this show because at that point, I'm not kidding you. I would just walk away.
Mm-hmm.
I would walk away. I'd be like, nope, I already did Ichigo. I'm walking away. Go watch Ichigo. This is just the more 80s version of Ichigo.
Mm-hmm.
But I know what's coming. I know who's coming, and the references that are coming. Because I was like, oh. But luckily, I said, oh well, it's only for like a minute. It's only for like a second. It's only for like, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I swear, I'm like, I cannot go through Ichigo again. Oz was the break, but Ichigo was the one that was just like, okay. But yeah, just to know that Go Nagai had something to do with this series, it makes sense now. It really does. It really does make sense. I'm waiting for that cutie honey Kamen Rider crossover that they promised and never did.
Oh, you mean the one where that one dude looks like this?
Yeah. I swear, like I'm waiting for that crossover because they actually promised that they were gonna do a cutie honey Kamen Rider crossover, but they never did or have. Which I'm like, why not? It almost exactly the same thing, except one's a girl and one's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, you could have had Devilman show up. We had a crossover with them. But I guess it's the same universe.
Yeah, there was a Cyborg 009 crossover with Devilman.
Yeah, there was, which I'm like, aren't you guys in the same universe? So how is it not? Oh no. So yes. Where are we on the episodes? Number 11, The Starved Monster. What is Gorgum doing this week, I wonder? They plan to grow fruits for their mutants
because they're starving. They're coming out of hibernation too quickly. But so there's a fruit shortage.
And this concerns you guys how?
More importantly, you've been concerned about this only now?
You woke them all up and you didn't have any food for them. Again, I would have. So wait, what do mutants eat? No, seriously, I asked the question. What do they eat that they can't find on their own?
Apparently, look. Let's just call it what it is. It's a Helheim fruit. Let's just try to tie it together. It's a Helheim fruit.
Only the Invis that could eat the Helheim fruits. I wonder what happens when a mutant eats it.
That it would. Toy. We just gave you an idea. Make a V-Cinex about it.
Yeah, what would happen if like a worm or a greed or something ate a Helheim fruit?
Mm-hmm.
What would happen?
Mm-hmm.
That I'm like, so is this like the communal cafeteria? Do mutants like come in and punch in on the clock and they work their 8 hours, but you give them a meal too? I mean, I was going like, oh man, what are they doing? We're out of food for the mutant, and they're saying they're not going to work if we don't feed them.
It's true. Oh, I remember that Robot Chicken skit where it turns out that the Dementors were the actual prisoners of Azkaban, and the prisoners were actually the guards.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. That was an interesting plot twist, not gonna lie.
Well, where do you think Dementors come from?
From perpetual human sorrow.
Yeah, I'm like, where do you think they come from? Especially when you die on the job. It's like, how much more sorrow can you feel of that?
They feast on pure emo energy. And given how angsty a lot of teenagers in Hogwarts are, it's only natural that they would go looking for any escapees at Hogwarts first.
Where everyone thinks you gotta be some fucking... You just gotta look like a stereotypical scene kid to get into these wizarding schools. I'm like, so not the case. Mm-hmm. So not the case. Anyway, so yeah, you're right. Apparently there is a food shortage, and they send the bat mutants to go spread the seeds to make them grow.
Yeah. So all I like to say is that my life is pretty plain. I like watching the puddles gather rain.
I am so glad I never was in the scene kid. I dated a lot of scene girls, but never ever was I ever a scene kid. That would have been inappropriate for me to do that.
It certainly feels that way. Like,
yeah, because that was more like when I was out of school and already an adult. It's like, that whole
because the thing is, it's like even like if you were like in your mid-20s being a scene kid, it's like you're still trying to make yourself look more teenager like.
There's that meme of Jonah Hill walking around in college as a scene kid, and people always laugh at that. So
Oh, you mean when he was doing the Eminem thing?
Yeah.
Eminem. Yeah.
Let's see here. So apparently, there's also the of the plants.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, there's also there's also water rationings happening,
Mm-hmm.
and also there is a strange weather anomaly that happened. Again, like I said, not much goes on in these episodes. It follows the Showa era,
Mm-hmm.
very to a T of episodic episodes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we could literally sum everything up in like 5 minutes, but what's the fun in that?
Yeah. So we're gonna
What?
drag it out for 2 hours per
No. Let's
episode.
see. So yeah, apparently out of all this, now you would think that the bat mutants would be the Kaijins because they were there. Because they planted the seeds. You think they would be protecting the plant. No, it's
Nope.
not them. It's not them. They just
Interestingly enough, the Bat Mutants are basically a recurring enemy in this batch of episodes.
Yeah, the Batman is just the minion. Minions.
Minions.
I think we need
Minions.
that. I think we need that meme for this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently when Kotaro heads to the mountains, out of these seeds, I'm like, wait, did you not plant food seeds like for the what's it called? I have it written down here. Gorgons.
Gorgons.
Yeah, I think I'm saying it right. These are the things that you guys eat, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, I saw you guys dive bomb the seeds, but out of one of these seeds pops out a cactus mutant. Is he from Mexico?
Does he give a damn?
I don't know, because again, no, I don't think so, because anytime he shoots out his spines, apparently it's enough to burn through trees.
Yeah, that's an interesting feature. It kind of reminds me of Swamp Fire from Ben 10.
Yeah, I was waiting for him, do not tell me he's gonna blow up the tree. No, the tree literally starts melting because of the spines. So blowing up or getting melted, pick your poison. Either or, it sucks.
Yeah, and then it turns out if you get infested by these needles that it shoots out, and you're exposed to water, then plants start growing out of your body.
Yeah, we saw that with that one guy who was in the episode.
Oh, hell no!
Yeah, and a bunch of...
Did that not also happen in the cactus episode? Which Kaijin was it that was doing that in the original Ichigo?
I think it was either the mushroom or the mold guy.
Yeah, because
one of the two fungi ones.
Yeah, I remember one of them was doing something. Like one of them was doing something like that. I was like, it ain't the cactus though. The cactus was a walking bomb. So, let's see. Yeah, so apparently, yeah. So this cactus thing, what also came from the seeds, and for some reason, the same seeds that the bats had dropped off, the cactus is also able to grow the food.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that I don't know, for some reason, it's not enough just planting them. It also has to be inside a person.
Yeah, I remember a story about an archaeologist. He was exploring a exploring like a tomb or something, and instantly he got a cut or something, and then later on, like a cactus was like basically growing inside of his circulatory system on his arm, because it turns out that there's like a species of cacti that basically, like when they reproduce, they have spores, and like the spores are basically dormant until they're exposed to water. So when one of the spores went inside his bloodstream, when he got that cut, like the water from his bloodstream awakened the spore, and it started growing inside his body.
Yeah, but here, I mean, my question is this: so the bats spread the seeds along the mountain, okay? But it turns out that you don't just need to plant these things; you need to have them inside of an actual organic body for it to produce the food you guys need.
Birds and the bees.
So why on earth would you spread it on a mountaintop?
Well, isn't it convenient? We saw two mountain climbers who happened to be there.
Would it not make more sense to spread them over like Central City, Tokyo, and just have these things like, because we did see the seeds like dig themselves in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like technically they're alive. So wouldn't it have been more to like just, I don't know, dump them on some people and then let the little buggers do their thing and have the attack of the pod people?
Yeah, see, you can't get rid of all of the stupid decisions from 1971.
I mean, I guess, because I'm like, wait a minute, that makes no sense. So they're just waiting for somebody, doesn't matter who or what. They're just waiting. I thought you guys wanted the food like right now.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cactus is like, okay, well, we got one. I'm like, yeah, how much is that going to produce if it actually does? Well, it's actually very gruesome because you see the vines and everything kind of shoot out of the guy. He looks like he really does. He looks like you ever seen an overgrown pumpkin patch? Like all the vines and everything. Like he's literally turning into that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of like, okay, this is legitimately frightening. Legitimately frightening. Can you imagine, what it would feel for having a plant being inside of you and growing and then like bursting its way through your skin just to produce fruits? And vegetarians say that is the proper way to live.
Yeah, well, I stand by the belief that all heterotrophy involves something suffering. So you may as well embrace it.
Either or, I'm like, all right. So they actually give the guy I believe it was an X-ray or a CAT scan. I forget what it was that caused the plant to die, but they saved him. But it's now time to take on the cactus kaijin. Not like we haven't seen this before. In fact, the fight sequence is almost exactly the same as Ichigo's.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost exactly the same. Cactus spores, and he's jumping from left to right. He's trying to get to the kaijin, and then he gives him a rider kick, which he knocks him into the water, which apparently the water is a plant's enemy now.
Yep.
And then that kills him.
And only because he conveniently remembers someone else mentioning that cacti are weak against water. But sadly, no explosion.
I don't think that's how that works. I don't think that's how that works.
I mean, look, I get it. Cacti don't need a lot of water because they have these crypts inside their tissue that store water for long-term use because they're desert-dwelling plants. And by the way, they produce very delicious fruits, may I add.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but that also means that if any organism, animal or plant, absorbs too much water, yes, it will go through organ failure. I
Yeah.
mean, imagine if you put too much water inside a human. Your kidneys will rupture. All the toxins will spill into your bloodstream.
You're pretty much drowned, but there is
Yeah.
such a thing called water poisoning.
That is the medical definition of drowning. It doesn't just mean suffocate from water exposure. No, drowning literally, like the medical definition of drowning is when your body contains too much water that your organs fail.
Yeah, for some reason, I mean, it's yeah. Some people just don't get the actual meaning of what drowning actually means.
Yeah, and incidentally, more marathon runners die from drowning than they do from dehydrating.
Yeah. So always remember, folks, your eight glasses is enough for the day.
Yeah, and spread them out.
Yeah, spread them out. All right,
Yeah.
so yeah,
And
that
pissing
was
is your friend.
that was the Starving Monster, episode 11 of Kamen Rider Black. Literally, the Mexican cactus kaijin from Ichigo, because they went out exactly the same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though. Like I feel like this would have been a significantly smarter plan compared to things that Shocker's done in the past if they didn't do one or two stupid details.
The stupid detail, obviously, like I said, if you needed humans as like the fertilizer in the soil, then again,
go to a densely populated area.
Yeah, why did you go on the mountaintop? It's like there. I mean, the only thing you'll probably get rabbits, deers, birds. Hell, the birds.
Yeah, the water. Yeah, like the water, like the rain thing. Like that part is smart. It's just
but it kind of
location.
But it made it seem as though it's like these things can't get wet. Because it's like, okay, the rain, but that's because that was Gorgum trying to, again, they can't do anything incognito. Everything's got to be like, what's that ominous cloud over there? I don't know. It's a really sunny day. Why is there a black cloud out?
How very 99 Squad 555.
Yeah, it's like I wonder if it's like, again, the same thing that was always said in every Kamen Rider episode. Could it be Shocker behind this? No.
Gasp.
Jesus, what is up with you with Nazis? My God.
Yeah.
But and again, I'm like, you know what? That's fine. That's just a little nod to those who have seen Ichigo, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that episode. Yeah. And yet the cactus wasn't speaking in a stereotypical Spanish way.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, next episode, the Super Machine Legend is born.
Yay, we get a motorcycle, a trope that started with Kamen Rider Super 1.
So what is the deal with it? Did Battle Hopper get replaced?
Not really. It's more like you now have two options rather than just one option. It's like, imagine you have like a Honda Civic, but then instead of replacing it, you add a Toyota Prius that's more recent. It's like you still have the Honda Civic. You can still drive either car, but you now have two cars to choose from when you drive them. I don't know why you would need two cars. I mean, like, maybe if you're part of a family where, like, each person in a car, okay, that's fine. But when you're a single 19-year-old bachelor like Minato, like, why would you need two motorcycles?
Well, I mean, obviously, in case one breaks, but we all know that Battle Hopper is a self is a self-generating. So anything that humans make is just inferior. I mean, Battle Hopper already goes faster than most motorcycles and can also, like, repair itself. So what's the point? Oh, this one can fly. I'm pretty sure Battle Hopper can do something, but it's like, why would the Kamen Rider need to fly if the bike is self-aware, self-controlling, and can possibly break the sound barrier?
Because we're so used to the idea of Power Rangers just selling toys, it's sometimes hard to believe when you see a vehicle from Power Rangers that was also in the Super Sentai, and like you'd think it's like it was made specifically for Power Rangers for the purpose of selling toys from Bandai America, but no, it was also in Japan. Like the Lost Galaxy Capsular Cycle, it's like you'd be surprised to know that, yes, the Capsular Cycle was in Gingaman. What's even weirder is that the motorcycles from Zyuranger did not appear in Power Rangers. The motorcycles appeared in marketing images for Power Rangers, but never did they use them in the actual season.
That made no sense because even in the opening, you see them with the motorcycles, and it's like there never once were there ever a motorcycle. And even Die Ranger had their closing with their motorcycles. I think they did use them in the show. I think.
Nope.
No, they didn't.
I mean, not in American Power Rangers.
No, not in American, but I'm talking about Die Ranger.
Yes, yes. In Zyuranger, they had motorcycles and they used them, but not in Mighty Morphin.
No.
Yeah, which you think they would have, because like in a lot of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers like promotional art, the kind that's made by like I'm trying to remember his name, Joel, the guy who did the character designs for King of the Hill. Like you see the motorcycles all the time, but not in the American TV show. Die Ranger, okay, they had the motorcycles, they used the motorcycles, but not in the American version. And I get it, because there's a Green Ranger.
The only time they ever used the motorcycles was in season 3.
Season 3, where they repainted 3 of the motorcycles.
Yeah, but again, it's like, season 3 was already messy enough,
Yeah, they took the red, blue, and yellow motorcycles and repainted them into white, pink, and black.
Yeah, so God knows why. And again, the main reason why I found out about that is because obviously, even Yuta-san, who was Geki in Zyuranger, he actually explained it. Because there was no Kamen Rider at the time. Look at Zyuranger. Mighty Morphin is the only Sentai, the only Power Rangers that uses a belt buckle transformation motif, or a belt in general. Other Sentais, other Rangers, they use their wrist morphers or cell phones.
Yep. Or the occasional weapons.
Power Rangers has never, ever since used a belt transformation or a Sentai, because that is even though they are owned by the same, that's strictly a Kamen Rider thing. And the motorcycles, Zyuranger, Die Ranger, All Ranger had them. Car Ranger, not so much. They had go-karts because they were
but at least in the American version, they kept the go-karts.
Yeah. In Space had the gliders.
Yeah, they did use the cyber sliders.
Yeah, the cyber sliders and
jet jammers.
The jet jammers.
Well, actually, I don't think they had jet jammers in Gingaman. They mostly used the horses.
Yeah, they mostly use the horses, but
in Lost Galaxy, they only used the horses in one episode.
But that's because they were already talking about reviving the Kamen Rider at that time. So they were like, that's why the motorcycles were heavily implied. And again, Zoo Ranger did that. But afterwards, it's like no Sentai after that has done motorcycles or even a belt motif for that matter. So they're just like, yeah, this is just Toei's love towards the Kamen Rider that we're showing because, well, why not?
I know that the American version of Lightspeed Rescue all the way through Lightspeed Rescue. No, sorry. From Lightspeed Rescue all the way through SPD, they did have motorcycles. Though I don't think they used those in the Japanese version, except for maybe Hurricaneer and Time Ranger. It's been a while since I've watched those seasons, so I have to like rewatch it.
Yeah.
But I know that like the marketing was more towards the like hang gliders for Hurricaneer.
Yeah, but that's pretty much the reason why. Because again, it's like, wait, that's why. Not much of an American thing that is brought up because it's kind of random that they did have motorcycles. I'm like, we never saw them in the show. It's like, yeah, well. But yeah, the reason why we talk about motorcycles is because again, this is a motorcycle heavy episode. For some reason, again,
Kotaro finds a little kid who is riding on a Suzuki like a champ.
Now, say what you will about what a child does, you know. It's just within the culture of certain people. Like you see children behind the wheel driving a truck or a car, and they're like 10 years old. How the hell do they know how to drive a vehicle? I guess they were just brought up into doing so. I mean, as long as they're not driving out on the freeway, they're just backing up the car. A 10-year-old knows how to back up a car? Sure. How is it that you got people have a problem with that, but when you see like movies of people living on farms in the country, you see a 10-year-old on the tractor trailer or on a plow, and it's just like, oh yeah, that's just simple country life. And I'm like, no, that's not. You know how difficult it is to drive a plow? To drive a tractor? Yeah. And you're looking at them, he got into the Honda Civic. No. That's a totally different animal right there. I'd be shocked if I saw a kid like driving a Bobcat. Your kid knows how to operate heavy machinery. He could lift a crane. Wow.
Yeah, my dad raised me to drive a car since I was 4.
Yeah, no, I did that too. I was like, helping out my dad. Just not a little. I drove around in a car for years before I legally had a license. No one ever stopped me. No one ever said anything. So again, so this little boy is just going around just like, what, how, what? And like, yeah, he's even better than the Kamen Rider. How do you guys know about the Kamen Rider? The Kamen Rider is not supposed to be He is not supposed to be knowledgeable. You're not supposed to know of him. What do you think this is? The Kamen Rider Kids Corps? Don't answer that.
Yeah. So because if we did have a Kamen Rider Kids Corps, then
Monster came out and grabbed my mommy.
Now you know, dear, there's no such thing as monsters.
Save that for the next episode.
Absolutely.
We're definitely gonna need it for that one. But yeah, so for some reason, a lot of people who ride bikes are going missing. Even this kid's dad went missing. But his dad told him to protect the ultimate bike that him and his dad have been creating.
Yeah, it turns out the grandpa made the road sector for Gorgum, but then he knew that they were evil, so like he decided to hide away the blueprints for it. But then, as a result, they killed the mommy and the grandpa. So Dad wanted revenge.
Again, Gorgum, you guys have Battle Hopper.
Mm-hmm.
As I said, anything mankind would create would kind of seem like an inferiority, just comparison to Battle Hopper.
Well, because it's sentient, first of all, and it has healing abilities.
Yeah, so I'm like,
it may as well be a cyborg grasshopper. It sounds weird when you say it out loud.
I mean, the thing is that I'm just waiting for this thing to fucking talk.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that I was like, I know, and
I will say this: if it did talk and it spoke English, I nominate Jason Narvi to do its voice.
I know that in Masked Rider we had a bike and a car that spoke to Dex. Don't quote me on that. That's exactly what happens in Black RX. I don't know. I have not seen Black RX, but I'm like, I'm expecting for Battle Hopper to actually speak.
Mm-hmm. And it would speak in Jason Narvi's voice.
Yeah. I'm like, I'm just waiting. I'm just like, well, the fact of the matter is that every time that Kotaro speaks to Battle Hopper, he's not really giving him an option to reply.
Yeah. So
I'm just waiting.
You fought Gorgum. Well, so did I.
I'm just waiting for Battle Hopper to say something and freak. I'm like, wait, you could talk this whole time? Yeah. Why didn't you say anything? You kept ending or saying, you kept making statements, not questions. You never really spoke to me. You were stating things, and I'm just like,
so Battle Hopper is from Inquestria.
Battle Hopper is pretty much like, you are speaking in improper English.
Mm-hmm.
You are killing the king's English.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not participate in such things. Good for you, Battle Hopper. But yeah, to sum it up, what's the kaijin in this one? It's like some grotesque flea or something.
Yes, it's a flea and a bat. Wow, the bat comes back. But
we finally get to use the background character.
Yes, and yeah, so they kidnap the boy.
Oh,
so of course the dad's like, listen, I have no choice. I have to give you the road sector.
Oh my god, it's so badass. It even got little ribbons on the side. No joke. Did you never think that your bike looked cool when it had ribbons as you were going? I can't say it with a straight. I can't say it with a straight face.
Oh, I think it's even more cool. It's got a retractable like roof thing, like Bulma's motorcycle from Dragon Ball.
You know what? It works with Dragon Ball. I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like, apparently somebody in Indonesia or somewhere. It's like they're like mad scientists over there, because they actually make the motorcycles from anime and they actually work. Apparently someone did the one. It never showed up in the show. It was just a manga chapter one-shot panel of Bulma on a unicycle motorcycle, and someone actually made it. I'm like, wait. That's actually a thing? That would actually work? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we have technology similar to that. We just have to make it bigger.
I'm like, a unicycle motorcycle. Now I know when Bulma first showed up, she had. I don't know why they have that hard top on top of a motorcycle. I mean, it would make more sense if the motorcycle itself was kind of like a gyroid type of thing with just the big wheel and they're just her in the middle of it. Like they did in Men in Black or in Gantz.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, okay, yeah. So this motorcycle, which kind of looks like a Harley, is souped up red, white with black finish. And I could just imagine.
And it's got that it's got that UI from Star Wars.
Yeah, apparently, again, don't quote because I was looking up this bike. Apparently, some people are saying that this bike was the original idea for the Kamen Rider to use in this show, but I guess they went with a more like bio. They went with Battle Hopper because, well, Star Wars had just ended, and a sentient bike over just a regular bike. Also, the fact that the original Kamen Rider's bike was also semi-sentient.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, yeah. But can you imagine that Black was riding around on this thing instead of Battle Hopper? I'm not saying it's a bad look, but I'm just like, it just feels like this is like, it kind of feels like if Battle Hopper was to camouflage itself within the masses, not to stick out.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's got to be something weird when you pull up to the grocery store and your motorcycle is a giant grasshopper motif.
Oh yeah.
Well, yes, we used this motorcycle to fight off the flea and the bat, and apparently it's got missiles on it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be honest though. My issue with the design is that it looks so freaking generic.
No, that's what I mean. Black is a very simple looking outfit. It is.
Look, he even has like an undersuit that looks like a chitin pattern, which makes sense because it's supposed to be biopunk.
Yeah, so I mean, it's supposed to be a simple suit, but imagine the bike itself. It's like the fact that Battle Hopper is so out there in terms of its look and what it's able to do compared to the Kamen Rider, which just looks so simple. I mean, literally, Black is just an upgraded Ichigo outfit, but more simplistic
and more organic.
Yeah, as compared to Ichigo, which again simplistic and kind of looks like a tracksuit you would buy at an Adidas store. But yeah, I mean so if it is true that they were gonna use this bike originally for the show, I'm like, I think you made a good call going with Battle Hopper. Not to say that having a motorcycle with Star Wars sound effects and laser missiles ain't cool, but again, a motorcycle that's sentient and can also self-repair itself. Anyway, not much happens in this episode other than the introduction of a bike that the man reunited with his son decides to give to Kotaro because he knows apparently he's cool with giving Kotaro the bike, even though I'm like, you do realize that Kotaro is also part of Gorgum, but he chooses to fight against them, not with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So isn't that kind of against what you were trying to do originally? Mm-hmm. You said you weren't going to give Gorgum this bike, but then you wind up giving it to one of their experiments. Oh, but he fights against them. Well, okay. I mean,
all right.
I mean, okay. I mean, I personally
Oh
would.
yeah, it's like, oh yeah, let's make this ultimate sword for Badora, but we don't want Badora to use it, so let's give it to Barai instead.
Yeah, but Barai turned to be. What if he didn't? Remember, it wasn't the Rangers. It wasn't. I forget who it was who actually explained to him what happened. But imagine if that person did not explain to Barai what actually happened that day with their dad and the king. Barai still would have been going around with the Sword of Darkness, being an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, the Kamen Rider gets a new bike. Probably not going to see it for a while. But okay. He gets a new bike. I still say Battle Hopper is better. But yeah, that was the Super Machine Legend is Born, episode 12.
Yeah. Episode 13, the Boa Juice episode. I'm gonna lie, believe it or not, probably the least unsettling part about the episode.
And again, and another clip will be used later because the show title is called "Mamas: The Monsters Rising Office," or no, I'm sorry, Official. The Monsters Rising Official. Whoever named these episodes really needs to come up with better titles.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, motherhood. Is it so difficult for women, especially in today's society, to raise their children safely and healthy without the expectations of a scorpion monster coming out and stealing them?
Or crabs.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a crustacean. It's a crab. It's a shrimp. It's a lobster.
Yeah, not an arachnid.
It's a sea flea. It's something. It's a sea nymph.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what those are, I feel bad for the ladies of that species. Really, no joke. Look it up. It's horrible. But yes, let's see here. I wrote it down. The basic gist of this episode is Gorgum kidnaps mothers to nurture its army of mutants.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, it's Mars needs moms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
Didn't even watch that movie.
Oh boy! You know, I'll say this, and I watched it just because that was better than any live action movie that they have made ever. I know they want to say this was Disney's mistake. No. No. That was not a mistake. That was that you guys just didn't have faith in it, but you have faith in Latina Snow White. Not even a Latina. She even has said she's not raised, and this is coming from me.
Yep.
Like you had faith in Latina Snow White, and see, look at how that turned out for you. I'm surprised you guys are well, no, I'm not surprised. You know how expensive it is to get into Disneyland now? Holy crap.
Absolutely.
Holy crap. That's what they're trying to make up for all the crap that for that dumb movie that they made.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's see here. So yes, we do get a shot of a nursery ward. Remember when they used to have those in hospitals? I don't.
Mm-hmm.
So we do see a new family with their child, and you think, oh, that's nice, that's cute. This is the 80s, people. It's the 80s.
Let's hope the solar eclipse didn't happen while this child was born.
No, it's worse. It's worse. Dad, we get back home, and Dad gets spewed in the face with foam. Ew, Dad, don't put your face near it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he gets the money shot. He totally does.
Yeah, but
And
it's
I'm
the
like,
new magenta flavored boa juice.
and I'm like,
You see,
oh,
like the
man.
late 80s was all about having those weird colors.
Yeah. No, I was like, oh man, is he gonna start melting? Is he gonna start turning into foam? No, it was just, I guess, a poison, because we can't kill a father. Why? What stopped you before? So yeah, apparently the father gets spewed, the baby gets tossed. No joke, you literally toss a baby. It's like, yeah, kick the baby.
and then freaking incidentally Kotaro's there to catch it like it's a rugby.
I'm like, man, we are just shooting at. I'm surprised this made it to air. We are just the freaking censors would be having a day with this episode. Let's see, violence towards newlywed parents, violence unpropagated to a man, white substance shot in the face, throwing a baby like a rugby ball, kidnapping women. Anything else? I think the lighting guy's smoking a
Ladder
cigarette
theory.
there. Yeah. So, but apparently the newlyweds have a son who was coming home from school, and yeah, well, he saw his mom get kidnapped by a monster.
Child endangerment. And naturally, no one believes
A
him.
monster came out and grabbed my mommy.
Now you know, dear, there's no such thing as monsters.
But Kotaro believes him.
You know? Well, no. I was gonna say, but it's like in most Toko projects, whether it be film or TV, I don't know what's in the sake, but is there just some type of chloroform or something that just wipes people's memories of what happened like the day before? I'm like, we're playing Mahjong here, and next thing you know, there's a giant smog monster outside fighting Godzilla. And then the next day, you're like, bro, there's no such thing as fucking monsters. That was just a weather balloon.
It's a weather experiment.
What the hell? Like, yeah, no. Did you guys not pay attention to what happened yesterday? Or the reports that have come since? No. Those are just prank callers. Like, yeah,
Were they
sure.
though?
Sure. Okay. And of course, the only one that believes them is the Kamen Rider, which again, I'm surprised that no one's locked up Kotaro for being crazy, believing monsters exist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or an evil
But you have to admit, given how many politicians and media leaders are members of Gorgo,
We are a secret club because of our agenda. It is a dark agenda. It is an agenda some other clubs may not agree with.
Well, yeah, no, that's the explanation. And the original Ichigo, it was just like, all right, you guys are just fucking not giving a shit at all, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
At least there's a reason to why like people wouldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so apparently it's not just his mom, but many other mothers have been kidnapped by the walking side dish
Or just giving birth
from a Red Lobster. Now, why are you kidnapping women who have just given birth, Gorgum? It's because we have mutants also that must be raised and cared for. Okay.
And how, pray tell, are you going to care for these egg-looking things And how would you just having given birth going to make that much of a difference compared to, say, a woman who didn't just give birth?
Uh, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, who laid these eggs?
Yeah, you know, I have to
I mean,
wonder, like,
it makes. It. No one said that these things are not. That they're. I mean, they're mutants. They're not cyborgs. They're not coming off of an assembly line. They're. I mean, I would imagine. If this is one of God's jokes, I mean, at least God would put in the proper wiring to every creature He's made. Like they must eat, they must breathe, they must relieve themselves. Now, I know some insects get the short end of the stick on that one, but let's not go there.
mm-hmm.
But so you're telling me something is, and again, it's like a Pokemon, like yeah. So what? So a creature that does not lay eggs will lay an egg and then comes out a mammal. Insects, birds, fishes. I understand that, but
I mean, that's literally how it came about. We got, like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? The answer is the egg,
well,
because
obviously we got to make the egg. So.
Because the thing that laid the first chicken egg wasn't the chicken.
No, yeah. I know. But again, I'm like, so what's birthing these eggs? What's making these eggs? And what? Why not just put them in a chicken coop and have the chickens, hatch them out? Why does it have to be human females who have just given birth? Y'all are nasty. Y'all are sick.
And again, like, why do they have to be recently pregnant?
I guess someone on the cast or in the crew, someone's wife was pregnant, so they're like, "Yeah, we could use that.
Mm-hmm.
We can use that."
I wouldn't be surprised if she was used as one of the women.
I mean, if we're gonna go the '80s route, which I think that was in the original manga. I think I've seen some artwork from it. There actually was a kaijin that was kidnapping women and impregnating them. So there was a chat again. Black the manga was a lot worse than Black the show.
Mm-hmm.
So you can imagine. Well, why go after the newly pregnated women? It's like, I'm guessing because now that they gave birth, I guess they're still capable and ready just to be the incubator, as opposed to someone who hasn't. That's
pretty incubated already, but
that's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
That's diabolical. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, you guys are assholes, Gorgon. And this is why they decided to make it. They decided to go a different route in the show than in the manga.
Yeah, what's really interesting is that they talk big game about how, being a Gorgon mutant is better. You get to live for 10,000 years. Blah blah blah.
But look at how you come into the world.
But the thing is, it's like, but but behaviorally, you're a lot more primitive and less capable of adapting to your environment. So, if anything, aren't you just regressing, evolutionarily speaking? Is being able to live for 10,000 years really worth that?
The hell it ain't, man. I mean, in all honesty, it's like, again, it's also the same thing that went with Devilman. Like how many people, Devilman obviously was fighting against the devils, but they kept saying they were superior when they were like, you guys are still living in the medieval times, not getting with it.
Mhm.
And you're saying your life is superior? Again, the Ishinomori references right there.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, how the hell are
Mhm.
these things more superior than we are when they're living like, you know, again, it's literally animals.
Mhm.
You know?
Speaking of animals, after consuming a little too much of that magenta limited edition boa, Kotaro gets flashbacks about like, oh, the bad guys I fought in the past. You ever notice how flashbacks are very frequent in the season?
That made no sense. I'm like, women are getting kidnapped. People are getting assaulted with foam in the face.
Mhm.
Little babies are getting kicked around like footballs. And you're just like, I remember my past battles. I'm like, what does that have to do with what's going on?
I need to use a new technique that involves punching things. You mean that thing you were already able to do?
You mean the rider punch?
A thing you were already able to do, no problem.
Look, I know that the Kamen Rider came up with the supersonic toss like later on, but I'm like, what exactly did you could already break trees. You could already break rocks. Again, it reminds me of that montage that oh my god, why is his name not coming to me? I love this man. Do you remember that episode where like I believe it was also oh my god, why is it blanking on me?
Ichimonji?
No, Tachibana. Remember
Mhm.
when Tachibana was training? I forget, it was either Ichimonji or Hongo, and he was like throwing rocks from the
Oh yeah.
top of the hill. And it's like, you have to learn. You have to like, what do you mean learn? He already knows how to do this, but he has to make it better. And I'm like, what exact? He could already break rocks. He could literally split a car in half. What is it that he's trying to do?
But you don't understand. You have to also be able to save a German Shepherd puppy while Rock is about to fall on top of it.
You gotta be able to like, you know, make it seem like it's better, you know, like, yeah. So the supersonic throw is literally doing a seismic toss. You know, like Charizard did to Magmar back in the Cinnabar.
Oh, or like Hell Vacuum spin from Kamen Rider X.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, what why did we need to do that? Why? Well, like, just because, I guess. You know, just
Yeah.
and again, I'm like, because why? Because apparently the crustacean is a lot more stronger than you. I don't think it was a matter of being stronger. I think the crustacean just had a more better, like, again, it's crabs, it's crustaceans. Depending on what it is you're dealing with, or where you're dealing with it. Again, crabs can't walk straight. They can only go side to side, which this thing can. They could use their tails to jettison themselves forward or backwards. So it's not a matter of strength. It's more of a matter of like, precisely knowing where it's going to go or the speed. So what is this 80s montage we're doing here?
But yeah, we got to rescue that German Shepherd puppy. So just to prove that we are fast enough to break boulders, but gentle enough to save a puppy.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, it doesn't really pay off in this episode, because regardless, he still does the same thing.
Yep.
Still does let's see here. Let me see what I have written down here. Yeah, he just does the rider punch and kick again.
Yep, same thing he always does.
Same thing he always does.
But at least he knows that the boa juice is flammable, apparently. And that makes all the difference, apparently.
I guess so, because it just that's it. That's it. We do get a little thing about like the boy actually, like the son actually discovering where his mother and everyone else is, but it really doesn't pay off. It's like
as soon as he does find his mom, the crab dude does show up, and then almost immediately after, Kamen Rider Black shows up. But hey, you know, we got the Kingstone Flash. Remember that move that we previously had? Oh yeah, the Kingstone Flash.
Yeah, but also it also kind of so wait, these women were kidnapped, but Gorgum gave them uniforms to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. Well, yeah, families are reunited, and the
So
narrator
he tells everyone to run, everyone. This place is about to explode. Run, and then like we just straight up cut to like him riding on his motorcycle.
Yeah, but it's like again, the narrator just goes off. Gorgum will never destroy the family home. I think they already have. Not their family,
and we
but
forgot about what happened to the dad in the beginning of the episode.
Oh yeah, what happened to the dad? I think he's all right. I saw him in the background of the end of the episode.
Did you though?
Was he not there? Who the hell was that?
Did you though?
No, he can't be dead. I could have sworn he's there.
You don't see him alive for the rest of the episode.
Yeah. Then who the fuck was that in the background?
In what scene?
When it was all wrapped up.
There really wasn't anyone at the end.
I swear to God, hang on. Or was that just an extra? Was that just an extra that was in the background?
Could have been.
I don't know. But it's just like, yeah, so it just winds up yeah. Where wait, no. What? I am
you see all the women plus the boy, and then Black, and no one else.
Wait, where? Oh.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any other dudes besides the boy and the rider.
Okay, fuck me then.
Maybe if I'll buy you dinner first.
You better.
Yeah. Yeah, barbacoa it is. All right. So moving on to episode 14.
The day Tuna disappeared. Oh no!
Yeah, where's Zatch Bell when we need him?
Oh my God, this is the most devastating thing Gorgum has ever fucking done.
You stole the tuna.
Kotaro fights to stop the abduction of Tuna by Professor Korimatsu in order to gain and to extract to improve the power. So there's something in Tuna that will pump them up for Gorgum.
So wait, so my question is, if we run out of tuna, then what will Gohan pound for Chi-Chi? Team 4-star.
I personally don't know what the hell is going on.
Think about kind of like the reverse of the Christmas episode of Lupin Ranger versus Power Ranger, where it's like, oh, like we're stealing all of the Aves meat, so everyone is reduced to being forced to eat ichthyol meat. And for the record, yes, fish meat is still meat. I don't know why people say it isn't. It makes no
What do you
sense.
mean? Who says that?
A lot of people.
Who's debating that? Oh, wait, so what do you think fish is made of?
Pescatarians, for example.
Pescatarians with their bullshit.
Also,
So you don't eat chickens. You don't. I asked this question: how cute does the animal have to be for you not to eat it? Because
also anyone who
fish
eats
are not sexy. Fish are
also
not cute.
also if you eat kosher or halal, they both don't consider fish to be meat. So it's like, oh, nice cream cheese. That's great. Wait a minute. What's the Caesar salad doing here? Isn't Caesar? Oh, that's right. Anchovies doesn't count as meat for these people. Okay.
Yeah, people don't know. Caesar salad is actually a fish salad.
But even if they do know, it's technically allowed because it's not, because fish meat is not considered meat. Yeah, for some reason, and therefore Caesar salad and bagels with cream cheese are okay to eat in the same meal.
So let me ask you this: for those who debate, what do you call the body, the flesh of a fish if it is not meat? What do you call it?
I don't know. Like, that always bothers me.
No, legitimately, in the comments.
Oh, wait, hold on. Catholics too, because like when you do the whole Lent thing, between what's it called, Mardi Gras and Easter, it's like you're not allowed to eat meat, but fish is okay for some reason.
I just want to know, what do you call that stuff that the fish is made out of? What do you call it? It's a fillet. A fillet is what we call a piece of meat.
A very specific part of the body.
It's what hell? Even when you eat an apple or most fruits or anything, it's like, what do they call it? They call it the flesh of the plant. This is the edible flesh of the plant.
Mm-hmm.
They don't call it like, oh, well, this is like, no, because why? You know exactly what it means.
Yeah,
but
to be fair, the fruit would actually be the the balls of the plant. That's right. You're eating plant testes when you eat fruit. Enjoy knowing that.
But yeah, apparently, yeah, they decide to kidnap the world's tuna supply for Gorgum for some reason. And I'm like, wait, hold on a minute. Did we not just have an episode completely dedicated to your guys' main food supply that was not human-based? And now you're telling me that you're kidnapping, you're holding hostage the world's supply of tuna. For what exactly? Well, if we eat it, we'll become stronger. So is that not food that you guys consume? What was
Isn't that the whole point of eating food?
Yeah, I'm like, the way they were talking, I'm like, so what was the point about the damn seeds? We're out of food. Well, there's food everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are more animal than you are humans. So I'm pretty sure, survival isn't that difficult.
Humans are more picky compared to other species.
Yeah,
we're still animals, but we're a lot pickier.
But I'm just like, you got, and again, tuna of all things. I mean, I love tuna. Don't get me wrong. But,
I don't, but to each their own.
But I mean, honestly, I'm like, you're saying like we need to make our food supply. Oh, look, a food supply that we aren't supposed to eat. Like, again, it's like, are you guys just picky? yourselves, Gorgum? Seriously? You know, I don't understand, honestly, what it is you guys are trying to do here.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't. I don't understand
Mm.
what it is you guys are trying to make happen. But yeah, our Ultraman over here, our Ultraman evil scientist over here, is apparently this is one of his plans. Because I think he discovered something within Tuna that would affect the Gorgum's performance and enhance it.
Performance, you say?
So, how did you figure that out? I thought they don't eat human food. Well, no, it's like if we were to get it and then turn it into this, then they are able to eat it, and then I'll. So
Then
again,
why didn't you just do that from jump?
I guess he didn't discover it.
You got 10,000 years. You got 10,000 years.
Yeah, I know.
Mm.
I know. 10,000 years, and they just barely figure this crap out.
Yeah. But in any case, but yeah, so the scientist from episode 4 is back from outer space. Just kidding. But yeah, and incidentally, some child of the week has a dad who makes sushi. Gee, I wonder how this will play out.
Yeah, how does it play out?
How do you think it will play out?
I don't know. I'm imagining that. Wait, why did Gorgum go to a sushi chef? Like, why? Like, oh, he's connected to Gorgum, and why? A sushi chef? Why would Gorgum want a sushi chef?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well, oddly enough, like the sushi chef is not related to Gorgum, but he will be connected in that. What do you mean there's no tuna at the fish market? It's almost Christmas, and we can't have Christmas without tuna.
Go to KFC. Actually, did you know that? Did you know that recently that's actually becoming a thing?
Oh yes, I actually did a segment on that one in my Kamen Rider Gov reviews.
Yeah, apparently, well, I think it's either tuna or salmon. I forget which one. But you know how in Christmas time, like KFC, like chicken is like super popular to have.
Yeah.
Apparently, there has been a movement to actually it's either tuna or salmon as a substitute instead of chicken.
Is that what inspired that episode of Lupin Ranger vs. Power Ranger?
I think so, yeah. Because again, because a lot of people have referenced that episode as like around that time they actually use that kaijin in promotional in promotional things to like for selling more salmon or tuna.
Oh jeez. I get it. McDonald's has their happy sets. You got the Kamen Rider guy in gummies. You got the Fies and Hibiki sausage. You got the Action Bastard sausage. But geez. Really?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm guessing it must be something that like again, fried chicken. But again, how often do you have fried chicken? But again, having like fish instead is more healthier or something. And I'm like,
sorry, I'd rather have grilled chicken.
Yeah, I mean, it's again, you could also go the American route or the European route of having a turkey or a ham, But how accessible is that in Japan? I don't know.
I mean, I know in the Philippines they eat spaghetti.
Hey, don't knock on the Jollibee.
I ain't knocking on the Jollibee.
Well, yeah.
But Jollibee is pretty popular in Japan, as it seems.
They love their chicken over there.
Yeah.
That is just a staple for them. Let's see. I'm trying to like get the synopsis of this episode down.
Well, basically, you know, the mammoth dude steals an entire supply of tuna,
Not
and
a
of course,
fish, not an aquatic mutant. We send one of the biggest land mammals ever to exist
Mhm.
steal all the tuna.
Yeah, and naturally, the sushi chef's son, whose dad went missing because he decided to bring a bat to a mammoth fight. It's like, oh yeah, Nobuhiko's sister and girlfriend. Can the two of you watch this kid for me while I go investigate? Sure. It's not like we have anything better to do, and they never do.
Well, I mean, I understand why little sister's there. Now, why is Nobu's girlfriend still hanging around? I have not a clue.
Because maybe he'll come back.
Yeah, but I would imagine like all this crap is like not worth it to wait for. Okay,
well, I'll tell you this: by the time when you watch Black RX, you won't miss them.
No, I know, I won't. Okay, so apparently the reason why they're going after the tuna is because there is a chemical in tuna. They're like a torrent extract. That again, just as we said, it'll juice up the gorgum. I'm like, all right, but it again, you must eat the tuna to get the extract. So, is that not against what you guys do? You guys don't eat human food.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, if you season it properly and do all that stuff, I bet you it'll be better for the gorgum.
Meanwhile, there's a subplot about the kid's mom also being dead. So it's like, oh yeah, let's have the girls just sing a cover of long ago 20th century.
Ugh. I will say though, I do like the mammoth. I do think it looks very cool. Although I'm like, how are these mutants? I still say that. They look just like beastmen more than mutants.
Yep.
But you know, it's crazy. I actually have been to this fish market before. Talk about the most freshest fish you have ever in your life. I'm like, wow. But yeah. Why? Is it just because that Japan's #1 export is fish?
Maybe. But yeah, we keep flashing back about the good times we had up until Kotaro's and Nobuhiko's 19th birthday. It's like I said before, it's like it feels like almost every other episode we watch there is a flashback for no reason.
Like again, like that one episode, Where's Nobu? And I'm like, why ask that? You never even showed him. You just had flashbacks about what happened. And it's like, well, where is he? Well, we know he's with Gorgum. We just can't show you or tell you. Then why bring it up? We already know. We're barely 14 episodes in, and now you're like montage, like back montage. I'm like, guy, this only happened last week. Are you really that nostalgic?
You know, there is an Ang Lee joke in there somewhere, but I'm not gonna bother to take this joke's face.
No, because again, within 14 episodes, 14, not 20, not 30 or 40, 14. We have already had flashbacks of the week before.
Yeah, it's like say what you will, Ninja Turtles had Next Mutation had 2 flashback episodes in 26 episodes. So that's one episode per 13. Kamen Rider Dragon Knight had 3 in 40 episodes, which is slightly above 13.
Look,
But here we had like 3 episodes in just the first 14 episodes.
Again, I give it if you're like already in the mid 20s, late 20s of the series and decide to give us a flashback. But why on earth within the first 10 are you giving us a flashback?
The rule should be only once every 13 episodes.
Yeesh. But yeah, regardless, I'm like, all right. So what is up with this mammoth? Because they did juice him up. They did give him the extract, but I'm guessing that this is kind of like it's a drug, obviously. The mammoth is more reliant on this extract than anything because he charges into the doctor's headquarters and just completely goes nuts for that boa juice.
Yeah. Red edition.
And again, he just starts chugging them down. I'm like, what exactly is this? Like, what? So it heals you? It's like it's a potion. Like, I mean, Mammoth, you have like frost breath powers. You're telling me that you can shoot icicles. You're telling me that you can't handle the Kamen Rider? Man, you're such a wimp. All right. But yeah, the Kamen Rider didn't destroy the juice or the extract. It was the mammoth that went completely bonkers. Afterwards, the Kamen Rider does a kick, throwing him off the gorge, and then he semi-explodes and then implodes. And that's it.
Yeah.
The doctor does get punished. I don't understand why, because it really wasn't his fault that the plan didn't work. Is that stupid mammoth that caused all the damage?
Yeah, like he shot an icicle towards a tank, then he smashed through a computer. The Kamen Rider could have died from the explosion, but at what cost to Gorgum? But it just so happens he escaped, so it doesn't matter. Damage is still damage.
And I guess the tuna that they got also got blown up or whatever, which, oh my god, what a waste. But yeah, again, what exactly was this extract? Because you made it seem like it was like to juice them up, but it also seemed like it was healing them, not doing anything else.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the damn mammoth just was an alcoholic. Just like, give me more, give me. What was it gonna do? You were already losing.
Yeah. Now, Kamen Rider Black was seemingly losing for a minute, where like his body's frozen over to the point that Kamen Rider Black looks like Kamen Rider White. But apparently, those stripes on his chest, wrists, and head, they have a heating component.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that the professor gets punished, but the Kamen Rider gets a sushi dinner.
Yeah. Even if I liked fish before watching this episode, I think I would lose my taste for fish after watching it.
No fish for a while. Thank you. But that's it. That was episode 14. The tuna has gone missing.
Just 4 more episodes till the end of the arc.
Oh, I honestly don't know what to say here. We literally had a rehashing of like several Ichigo episodes in this review, and we had 2 flashbacks.
I'm be honest, the 1980s aesthetic was the only thing that was carrying the show so far.
I would walk away from this right now, but I won't.
Yeah. Yeah, we still got.
Because I'm like, maybe this is actually going to be the, like, well, maybe they're going to give us the Ichigo we should have gotten since day one.
Mhm. Yeah. Things do pick up around episode 18. But the problem is you have to actually get to episode 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but I don't know. I will say that these batch of episodes really were something to get through.
Yeah.
Because again, it's something that we have seen before, but just with a new coat of paint. If I were just to say to anyone, can we skip these episodes? Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. The only thing that maybe you're going to be like asking questions is, what is that motorcycle he's riding in the opening credits?
Yeah.
But you could easily just sum it up as like, it's an optional vehicle that he can ride. I guess.
Yeah, it's like the first 17 episodes are basically episodic. Just like the original Ichigo, but at least the original Ichigo, like there was a climax to it. When we got to episode 13, he had to fight all of the past monsters. There was a certain graduation to it.
Yeah. So hopefully we start picking up here. But I have been told that after 18, it depends whether you will love it or hate it on the path that they had decided to go with. You know.
Yep, Belgenia's appearance.
Like everything, like like the priest and the old men and then the characters they decide to add in later. Like people are really divided. Even though they want to say that Black is like the GOAT of the 80s, it's like, again, I have seen more.
But there's only 3 seasons from the 80s.
I know, that's why I'm like, it's a huge debate on like, what was superior, the original 18 episodes or everything afterwards? Because it just seems like, wait, is this the same show that we're watching? Because they totally changed up the formula. Like they knew, like, we it's kind of like what happened with Hibiki, But we'll see what happens. Honestly, I say that these episodes were like all 6s. In all honesty,
yeah,
there was really like no reason to have these here. And I'm like, there could have been something more besides like flashbacks and
the monster designs were good.
No,
but that alone will not carry a show.
Yeah, the monster designs in this show is actually interesting and actually very detailed, more than what the 90s were to give us, But again, when the monster is all you got, there's really not the monster. Again, that's why I said it's not a 5. The monster is the point that raised it above a 5.
Yeah, but then when you like really deconstruct like the premise and the certain rules that set up and how they contradict each other, like it starts to unravel a bit.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Okay. What do the people say if they're up this early?
Now that you mentioned it, this season does feel like Devilman.
Well, again, Nagai and Ishinomori were very close friends, and he, like I said, he had a helping hand with making this show and the manga. So it's like, I mean, look at the original Devilman anime from the 80s. You're gonna be like, wait, what? Yeah.
This person whose name I cannot read because I cannot read this language gives us his loves and roses. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
And finally, yup, too many flashbacks. So you should call it Kamen Rider Rose Tint. That's
Again, if we were already at the late 20s, 30 mark, I can understand a flashback, but we just barely got out of 10 episodes.
Yeah. No,
And
I'll take it a step further. The golden rule should be only one flashback episode for every 13 episodes in total. So 26 episodes, you might be able to get away with 2 of them. You don't have to have 2 exactly, but you can have up to 2 episodes if there's 26 episodes. If it's a 40 episode show, okay, you can have 3 flashback episodes. But here we basically had like 3 or 4 in just the first 14 episodes.
we had like 2 of them in this patch.
In just this batch of 4 episodes. So you best believe, like, we're a little irritated. You know, it's like, get on with it. Well, that's all we have to say on the matter. That's all our audience have to say on the matter. Anyone who showed up late, please let us know what you thought in the comments section below. But until next time, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Ding the bell icon. Stay notified for our latest videos. Also, be sure to share videos and ding the bell icon. We cover Ultraman Omega, Kamen Rider Black, Kamen Rider Z, Tojima Tanzabara wants to be a Kamen Rider, and apparently number 1 Sentai Go Juju is continuing in a very spaghetti kind of way.
Yeah, that news. We might talk about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Not today, because we had to get to this.
On Tuesday, yes. Yes, but with that in mind, can't wait to discuss that when we get to it. Check out our Pasadena Comic-Con interviews. All of them are up now. We got Keith Robinson, who played the Lightspeed Green Ranger, Mike Chad, who played the Lightspeed Blue Ranger, and Red Fisher, who played the Lightspeed Titanium Ranger. Yeah, that's right. We got all 3 of them right there on our channel. And check out our sister channel, The Buttery Show, where we discuss various movies and TV shows. And we post interviews and vlogs on that channel as well. A lot of content for you guys in the remaining, 6 weeks of 2025. And we're going to try to post as much of it as possible for you guys because we love you. We love you guys.
Yeah.
And if you want to say hi to us in person, we will be at the Pasadena Convention Center on January 25th for Pasadena Comic-Con 2026, and on August 28th through the 30th for Power Morphicon 2026. We can't wait for both of these events. It's going to be really fun and exciting. And if you want to check out our personal content, we're both on Instagram. Definitely check out our IGs. And until next time, have a wonderful Sunday afternoon. Goodbye.
Night, guys.